Jay saw this morning Blender having fun with Tony. He wants to know what the heck was I watching this morning. He actually has it right behind him. Waltzing with Brando, Tony, Billy Zane, John Heder, Camille Roselle, Tia Carrere. Ooh, okay. Tony, tell us all about Waltzing with Brando.
So this really focuses on Marlon Brando's life, but after he's already an established actor, Billy Zane gives a fantastic performance and gets to really recreate some of these roles. But it's a big focus on his true desires in life, which is revolves around the island of Tahiti and his hope for a fully ecologically safe living area on the island itself. And while the film itself is a great vehicle for Billy Zane, who disappears into the role, capturing Marlon Brando's mannerisms, his charisma, his style. Aside from that, there really isn't a whole lot else here, unfortunately.
Wow. He and I both have opposite opinions. I love that. I'll tell you what, Waltzing with Brando really showed me the free spirit, intelligent, charismatic, kind of crazy Marlon Brando. Because I tell you, he was pretty intelligent as an actor. He showed some brilliance as just an individual, but there was also a little bit of quirkiness there too. That was a little interesting. We won't get into that. You got to watch the movie. What I love more than anything else was the island that they were on, being in Tahiti, the nice warm weather, the beautiful ocean, blue ocean. It was funny to watch the opening and what happens on the reef. That was very funny to me. Yeah, right. CD. All right. Yeah, okay. Navy SEAL. I don't think so. Anyway, I am going to give it. I know Tony's going to give it a lower. I'm going to say 3.5 to 4 out of 5. Tony?
I'm unfortunately a 2.5 out of 5. I again, Billy Zane was fantastic in this,
He
but the
was.
tone shifts left and right. There's never really a full like this is it's serious, it's a too funny, and I really didn't care for the narration, and so it really kind of made it feel cheap. So I really feel bad for Billy Zane here because he does fully disappear. The film just doesn't do the performance justice, in my opinion.
Let's not forget one other performance that was in there, kind of stuck in the role, and that was Richard Dreyfuss. He, that was
And
that was
Rob
very
Corddry,
interesting.
and yeah, there's a lot of small actors that have like a few lines here and there.
Yeah, but that was very interesting. All right, on to the main course. Tell us about the main course, Tony.
So this is really about two people that are obviously kind of lost in life, finding a pathway to themselves, but it's a band-aid for what the whole film focuses on, and that's really trauma and its effect on oneself later in life, and really how it forms your entire self as you get older.
So you're going to stop right there. Okay, so
I don't
we
want to give
talked
too
about
much
a
away. I don't
big,
want to ruin
bold,
it for
beautiful
everybody.
journey, and it stars Colin Farrell and also Margot Robbie. I thought it was very interesting, going back and forth, a little bit of Twilight Zone action there, going through some doors. That'll be very interesting for people. That'll be extremely interesting. And some of the relationships was very interesting too. What they were going through, going back in time, it kind of took me back a little bit in some of the relationships that I had. Yes, I'm a little bit older than Tony, and Tony's married and only has maybe one experience. I have many, but we won't go into that. So, Tony, what did you think about? What would you give a big, bold, beautiful journey?
I enjoyed the film, surprisingly. I got to give it a 3.5 out of 5. A lot of that has to do with Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie. The two we already know are established, fantastic actors, and this is a great vehicle for them to show a bunch of range, and their chemistry is palpable. That for someone who really enjoyed After Yang, the director's previous film, this doesn't quite hit that mark. And knowing that he didn't write it, it makes sense. It's a beautiful kind of balances the line of, realism and surrealism, but at the same time, it really loses its way there at the end. I didn't care for the finale. We won't get into spoilers, but I thought it really took away from everything that came before it. It's a beautiful movie, but it just didn't quite have enough to say, sorry, we're coming out in September. There's kind of a reason why.
I would have to agree with you. 3.5 out of 5 because I would definitely give it. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was very good. Again, I like the characters. It was funny to see Colin Farrell as a kind of mediocre, weak guy, not the strong guy that he usually is. Margot Robbie surprised me. I thought that was very interesting in her acting because when she first started, all I could see was Harlequin. Then all of a sudden, Harlequin was gone. It was Margot Robbie and the character that she was playing. I really enjoyed that. So again, you give it 3.5. I give it 3.5. A big, bold, beautiful journey. We also talked about what was that? Waltzing with
With Brando.
Brando. Definitely. Have a great weekend. We will see you next week.